welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I'm your host, as always, Jeff Stormer, and this week on the show, I am joined by Emily Hartford for a game of Hardcore Ecologist. Emily is a theater and media director, producer, educator, creative partner with Flux Theater Ensemble, serving on the faculty of Playwrights Horizon Theater School at NYU Tisch, and one of the creators of Metra, a climate revolution with songs. Metra is an original musical fiction podcast about how we change the world. The year is 2043. The world is hot, water is scarce, weather is unpredictable, and the fossil fuel industry continues to thrive. The wealthy are comfortable in their air-purified, cooled, humidified, superbly hydrated bubble cities, but in a roadside bar on the outside, an unlikely group of revolutionaries is about to demand a new story. Starring Tony nominee Jeanette Bayardelle and a Broadway and New York City theater cast, Metra weaves ancient myth, transformative magic, and memorable music to tell the story of a dangerous climate future and the fight for the world that we deserve. You can find more information about Metra, including links as to where you can listen, in the show notes. Given the topic of Metra and the show's focus, playing Hardcore Ecologist just felt perfect. A solo module for the game Eco Mofos, a game about navigating a world post-climate catastrophe and exploring what has been left behind in the wake of wide-scale climate change. Hardcore Ecologist is a game about wandering the weird wastes, wilderness, and ruins of the future world, making an inventory of the new life that has developed in the centuries after the cataclysm, surveying for specimens, and trying to find the answer for how you and your community can thrive in a world unrecognizable. You can also find more information about Hardcore Ecologist in the show notes. And with all that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to me in the past so that he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. I am delighted today. I'm sitting down with Emily Hartford. Emily, thank you so much for coming on Party of One.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeff.
I am delighted. I think today's going to be a really wonderful game. I've been really looking forward to it. But before we get into the game that we are playing today, why don't you take a moment, let our lovely listeners at home know about what you've got going on that you might want them to know about.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey, listeners, I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity to tell you about Metra, a climate revolution with songs, which is my new audio drama podcast, musical audio drama podcast. I've been creating it with my life and creative partner, Ned Hartford, and it's a 9-episode musical story set in a dystopian near future. It uses incredible songs, ancient Greek mythology, magic, and humor to connect audiences to the possibility of transformation and a future perhaps rooted in climate justice. So yeah, the episodes are releasing now as we record this. They come out on Wednesdays. Probably once you're hearing this, they will all be out. It's nine main episodes and a number of bonus episodes, and I'm really, really proud of it.
Sometimes a title and a tagline is all that it takes to get me on board with a project, and I say that because what a fucking title and tagline! Truly, like, what a knockout punch of you read like 4 words and you're like, yeah, all right, sure, let's rock and roll. Let's see where this goes.
Yes.
I really cannot wait for people to go and check it out. I'm really excited. And I'm also excited for us to sit down and play a game today because we are going to be playing in a lot of those same thematic playgrounds and places as we play Hardcore Ecologist, which is a solo RPG about traveling the world and discovering the life forms and places that have emerged in a world post-climate catastrophe. A little, the intro text of the game, or of the game that it is based upon, Eco Mofos, is around 200 years ago, everything went to crud. The wealthy who created this mess fracked off to Mars while the lucky ones hid in vast underground bunkers. We were left to fend for ourselves on the surface, eking out an existence in the broken ruins they left behind, searching for the remnants of a past world to help us survive and searching for a place to call home. You are a biologist, wandering the wastes, wilderness, and ruins of the future world, making an inventory of the new life that has developed here in the centuries after the cataclysm, surveying for specimens, and hoping that maybe the answer lies within the new life forms that nature has provided us. So talk to me about what it is that you're excited about. What is it that you're looking to get out of the experience? Like, talk to me where your head's at as we're sitting down to play.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. I'm excited for a bunch of things about this game. The parallels between this game and Metra are between this game, Metra, and where we currently are as a society, so uncomfortable.
A little bit.
so awful. Metra is set way sooner than this is set, and perhaps our conversation and listening to this podcast and living in the world will encourage all of us to avert such a feature as this. However, I am so excited to discover some specimens and creatures. I cannot wait.
I'm stoked. The vibe is incredible.
Yeah.
The energy is palpable. I'm ready to dive in. Because I've got there's a lot of tactile elements to this game that I'm very excited to be playing around with. I've already laid them out in front of me. I've got my workshop to kind of guide you through the experience.
I'm both grateful that you are in charge of these things and sad that I don't have the setup myself, because it's such a collection of items to treasure.
It's a real I love a gamey experience. I love when I get to have the tactile experience of laying cards on a table and rolling dice in front of me, and I'm gonna get to do a lot of things today, and I'm so thrilled about it.
Yeah. I should also say I only learned about the concept of a journaling game within the past 5 months, and I'm now obsessed with this concept and actually am maybe making one.
Yes, let's go.
That's maybe a journaling game and also maybe a work of theater, and all of those things, and is also about the earth, etc. As all things are for me.
I love this. I'm so excited to hear this. This is the energy that I chase after at all times. I'm so fired up. So you have a mission in front of you. You have 10 days to explore the area around you before your community moves on, leaving you behind. You have a journal to catalog the creatures and locations that you discover. You might even find a glade, a new home for your people. You're going to wander the space, and we're going to describe the spaces that you see. And as we do, so basically what that's going to mean is that I have a deck of cards here. Each day of these 10 days, you're going to take a number of actions. You're going to wander between places. You're going to catalog the things that you see, and you're going to occasionally solve trouble or put things right in the area that you are exploring. To begin, I've taken a deck of cards and I've mapped out a 10-day cycle that basically is going to tell us how the day is or how long you have before the people that you are traveling with leave you behind. There's also in front of me the King of Hearts, which represents your home base, a clearing by a river, the place you should return to within the next 10 days. The rest of this deck of cards, including the Queen of Hearts, represent the environment around you. The Queen of Hearts represents a glade, which is a tranquil space that would be a perfect place for a community. The other cards represent different location types. Clubs are wastes, areas of broken, polluted lands. Diamonds are ruin, places covered by the remains of the old world. And spades are the wilderness, places where nature has returned and thrives. And so what this is going to look like at the start of our play is we begin each day with the following ritual. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and take one deep breath.
Okay.
Okay. We are now in the world hundreds of years post-climate change, and we are exploring the world that has been left behind. Each day has 6 phases from dawn until the dead of night. It is too dangerous for you to travel during the nighttime in the dead of night, so that will be your time for journaling and resting, which means fundamentally you get to do 4 things a day. So it is dawn of the first day, and I'm going to flip your first card to see like where you wander to. You have wandered to the Jack of Clubs. So this is a wasteland, and I am going to ask you to describe to me what you see, what the space looks like. I'll give you the prompt and talk to me about like what details you are envisioning is added to the scene. The prompt here: spirals of rainbow sand swirl across the landscape, each dragged footstep leaving behind multicolored trails.
Woof. Okay, so we're on the sand. This rainbow sounds like dangerously beautiful. Sounds like the remnants of like so much oil. So sounds like a world where we are left with oil spills kind of just existing across the landscape. I wonder if we're on the sand, I wonder if we're near a body of water, and I imagine that's depressingly polluted. I'm interested in this description. It's broken, polluted land. I imagine like maybe some scrub grass somewhere. I bet it's pretty flat if it's like, kind of sandy expanse. Yeah.
Yeah, this all feels great. Wonderful. So you've arrived at this location. There's a few things that you can choose to do. The sun is getting higher in the sky. We are into the morning. Each action that you take moves our day one phase forward. So you've wandered into this new space. You've left your sort of campsite and found this sort of oil blighted, like sandy beach cove, and you can do a few things. Actually, there's something I need to do, which is to see if there is trouble in this location.
Oh boy.
I'm going to roll a d6. Oh, that's a 6 immediately. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The timing could not be better. Where's our trouble table? Let's see what we've got here. Creature effects. I know there's a thing for trouble, and I'm finding where it is. Trouble in each biome. Okay, great. So you've arrived in this like this rain, this like almost iridescent, like oil slicked sandy cove. And because this is because these are wastes, I'm gonna roll another d6, and it's gonna tell us like what is waiting here for you, or what the challenge is in this space. It is interesting. Okay. I see the prompt that I rolled. I'm going to describe to you the trouble, and I want you to talk, and we'll start to talk through like how you resolve it, or like how you resolve it, how you set it right, how you avoid catastrophe. There is oil slick is exactly right, because I think there is like a chunk of a large, impossibly large ship. Unclear if it is a plane or a boat or a spaceship. One of the ships from the before times from the old world is like buried into the side of this rocky cove. And I think like you can tell by the placement of the sands that like a roving windstorm has like unearthed this chunk of ship. It's unclear to me immediately how large we're thinking. But like the thing is like you can feel sort of the the slick or the you can feel sort of the stickiness almost, or the sheen of oil like on the soles of your feet as you walk through this like thing. And what you see that has been exposed because the wind has exposed this sheet of metal that has been buried under this sand for a while is the bright cloudless sky above is shining directly onto this chunk of metal that is moving slow, that has created effectively a gigantic, or at the very least person-sized magnifying glass point that is inching towards a bunch of things that are fairly soaked in oil to their very core.
Oh no. Oh shit. All right.
We got to clear this trouble.
Yeah. What a first day. Okay.
What a first situation to emerge.
Okay, we got this shit. I'm imagining like some kind of broken down billionaire's yacht,
Yeah.
the climate catastrophe not saving their wealth, not saving them from the catastrophe. And we've got
one of the
this
myriad
metal
luxuries that they left behind when they just kind of disappeared off world.
Yeah, just another item for the Pacific garbage patch. But instead it's ended up here, and it's shining a light on some stuff that seems like it's really about to catch fire. Okay. What I think I want to do is look around for like any kind of vegetation, like any little like poking up bit of scrub, and see if I can find some like real dirt. Like, is it possible for me to get some non-oil soaked dirt and like get up to where the sun is blazing on this piece of metal and somehow like smear it on and cool it down and like obscure
that's really
the
great.
reflection?
Yeah, like there's got to be like at the very like if you're not super far from like a river, like there's probably also like not just dirt, there's probably river mud, right?
Yeah.
Like you could probably like okay. So now what's going to happen is you have 3 luck.
Okay.
What's going to happen is I'm going to roll a d6 and you're going to test your luck to see how effectively you can solve this. You can clear this trouble without getting injured. I've got bad news for you.
No.
So you manage to you're successful in your attempt to clear this trouble, right? Like
Great.
you know to grab the mud, to like smear it onto this the ship's hull or whatever is jutting out of these rocks. But in the process, like you are injured.
Ugh.
You are hurt. Something goes wrong. Talk to me about what that is and what that looks like. And it's going to happen is it's going to take some extra time and probably resolve the end of our first day.
Okay. Oh man. I imagine, okay, I go to this riverbed, I get this mud. This is great. Like this is some juicy mud. This is going to solve this problem. We get to the ship. We like, maybe we got to get up a little high, we like shove a rock over, to step up and reach up and get this mud smeared. And I think it's like a slipping situation. And I think it's a little jagged piece of metal somewhere on the way down, that's some kind of like really dumb, cut, on the forearm, or, someplace that's just like, if it were 2025, you'd rinse it out, you'd be okay. You might have a cool scab for a little bit, but it's probably real not good right now.
Yeah, sure. 100%. Great. But I think crucially, like, you're kind of, as you're sort of like nursing this wound and staring upward, like you see the sun continue to like rise into the sky and get to that sort of high noon position. And you kind of watch it, like you watch it go overhead, and you watch what you end up seeing happening is like it doesn't just pass over. What it ends up doing, and what you've set up here, it's a cold comfort. It's a cold comfort with the wound that you've got, and I'm certain it doesn't feel great, but you do at least get to watch like the sun not just pass over this makeshift covering that you've placed over this broken chunk of yacht, but also much more crucially, it dries that mud. Like, it goes from being, like a smear to a coating or almost a crust to a point where it's going to, like, it will at least be some time before all of this gets blown away, and like you've effectively kind of reburied this chunk of a yacht.
Great. No fireball beach today.
No fire. You've averted the fireball beach. And as day turns to night, this is sort of where you end your day. This is you end your day. What is your campsite? Like, where on or around this beach are you kind of setting up like camp for the night?
Yeah. It seems like the river, like by the river, is probably the safest place to be. I don't want to be I want to be as far as I can from those oil fumes, I think. So I think I've got some kind of setup close to maybe like a kind of raised area above the riverbed.
I love that. You've got your little space, and rest comes. Talk to me about, this is the phase where you would be, this is the journaling phase of the game, and so rather than have you write a spontaneous journal entry, I'll just say, like, what's on your mind? How are you feeling? What are you thinking about the sights that you've seen, the things that you've done today? Like, give me the off the cuff version of the journal entry that your character is jotting down today.
Yeah, this is not what I expected or wanted from the first day. I feel like this kind of, okay, I'm a biologist out on this mission. First of all, I'm all by myself. So, it's some sort of, and whatever my community is, whatever my society is, they're apparently leaving me after 10 days. So this is not like, I'm not feeling like I have like access to these any strong bonds or care. There's no campmate to help with this dumb cut I've got on myself. So I imagine it's feeling a little rough. Like, am I in the place where I'm like, was this a bad idea? Should I be here? What kind of, what kind of situation have I gotten myself in? What kind of situation do I have to go back to? Was this all just dumb?
I like that. I really love that. That's incredible. I'm loving this. And so as you rise and shine, we begin the dawn of our second day. I should note, for time purposes, we probably won't get through all 10 days. We might call it at 5 days. We'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. However, we begin the dawn of our second day, which means like you awaken on this like oil-soaked beach, newly protected from becoming a gigantic beach-sized fireball. You hear the babbling of the river behind you, and you've got a few options. Like, you can continue to travel and sort of see what adjoining areas there are, or while you're here on the beach, you can survey for new specimens. That means you can like see what things are living on this beach, or what the creatures here look like.
Great. Yeah, yeah. I think my scientific mind wants to check it out before I leave. I think I got to see what's
Okay.
here.
All right, great. You spend your morning dawn. What are our time? Dawn shifts to morning. The sun begins to rise in the sky, and you spend your time like surveying for new specimens. Which means I'm gonna gather a bunch of dice. Let's see, we got a 4 and a 6 and an 8. There's a 4, 6, 8, 10, and 20. I'm so obsessed with dice aesthetics that it's very important to me that I find the right looking
You need
dice
the right combo.
to put myself in the headspace. All of these, all right, these all feel good. Great. I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice, and I'm gonna take you step by step through what it is, and you talk to me about like what you are seeing here.
Great.
You have found the first thing I'm gonna do is roll this 10-sided dice that will tell us the rarity of the object that we are looking at. That is a 6. This is a common, but like 6 is from 1 to 6 is common, so this is a common object, but like the least common of the common. Like this is
Cool.
right on that line. And what we are looking at, what you are kind of as you explore this space, this is a flower. The flower's feature is 5 is stringy.
Stringy.
Its color. It is a red stringy flower.
Ooh.
All right, that changes things. And it subtly vibrates.
Whoa. All right. I knew this area was worth checking out.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I could also tell you if you would like to know the taste of it. I have not rolled this yet, but I will be able to tell you the taste of it if you would like to know whether or not you eat it.
I mean, I don't think I'm tasting it. After the night I've had, I don't think. It's plus like a red vibrating thing. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find out about that.
Okay, great. Then listener, know that I know how this plant tastes, and I will not say it on mic.
I mean, it's like I want to know, but I know that biologist me is not going to do that.
I appreciate that a whole lot. So like you have found this is the kind of flower that is blossoming on this beach. Talk to me about like, I guess I'm curious, like, this is Jeff asking an actual biologist questions about the random dice results that I've rolled. What might prompt something like does that feel like it's a defense mechanism? Like the vibration is the thing that feels to me the most like, hey, something's going on here.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and are we imagining that I've never seen any of these things that I find before, or that I'm familiar with some of these things, do we think? I feel like my thought process, and maybe I'll throw this to you, because like how I interpret the rarity of these things is like, as a biologist, common at the very, you may have never seen like the plant, these particular variations. Mm-hmm. But like common certainly feels like a thing that like you would have a baseline for. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Unusual definitely feels like I maybe have seen something related to this, but I've never encountered this variation before. Mm-hmm. And rare feels like I ain't never seen anything like this before in my fucking life.
Yeah. Great. Okay. All right. So it's probably like a pretty exciting find, because like it's relatively common, but it's so strange that, like, maybe if I haven't done much surveying yet, maybe this is the first, like, in person. Maybe I've only, like, studied or seen, like, specimens brought back or something like that. So I think it's a pretty cool find for the second morning. Maybe feels like a little redeeming because, like, it's got these stringy petals. The thing is vibrating. Yeah, I imagine the vibration is either like it's either warding off some kind of like parasite that would otherwise land on it, or it's you know, like a Venus flytrap situation, you know, where like the vibrations are like reaching out for something to pull in. Yeah.
I like that. That's really great. I like that it's shake. I mean, you said shaking off a parasite. Kind of where my brain immediately goes is that like this oil's been soaked into this sand for a very, very long time. Yeah. That feels like a very easy like a plant that has gained the ability to like shake the oil stick off of it.
Ugh.
Feels naturally prone to surviving in this environment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. And so I think I envision do you envision this as these flowers are fair between, or is this like a field of these? Are you envisioning like a wall of these flowers along some rocks?
Oh, I think it's like little pops of them, you know, where it's like it's like a lot of kind of waste feeling and like it's hard to see all the living stuff in this place, but then these just like these pops of red.
I love that. I really adore that. What a nice visual to add into this like oil slicked beach with these pops of like vibrating red scattered throughout. So the day continues to lay out in front of us. Dawn has turned to morning. You once again have a few options. You can move on from the space, or you can keep exploring and see what kind of not just what kind of plants are here, but also what kind of creatures are present on the beach.
Yeah. I think let's. Oh, well. Oh, right. So since. Right, I could look for a creature. Oh, okay. Yep. Let's keep looking. I want to see if we can find a creature.
Right. I've got a bunch of dice that I'm going to roll. This is going to be very satisfying audio for the listener. Get ready. Oh, that hits. That hit really hard. Okay, we're looking at another. This is a common creature. This is probably something that you've seen before, or at least a variation of something you've seen before. And what we are looking at on this what we're looking at here is it's a beetle. We are looking at a kind of beetle. It is very delicate. It is delicate bodied and color wise. Roll again for it's got spots. Let's go. This is important. Always love this. I'm gonna throw this to you. I'm handing this to you as biologist to sit with this. Again, I also know what it tastes like because that's on all these tables, and I'm not gonna say it out loud. But well, actually, I might end up saying it out loud because of what I also rolled here. What do you take? A a beetle being common to this kind of environment, having it says red spots, and so my brain goes to the same shade of red as these plants. Like, what does that say to you when you envision this environment?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, like maybe this. It seems like this beach must have just been oil slicked for so many decades. Like, just, it's sort of inseparable from the sand at this point because you've got these organisms that are co-evolving in this environment. So, I mean, yeah, the red spots. The The color of the flower and the color of the beetle.
That's what stands out. Like,
yeah.
This is one of those, the dice have given us a very interesting parallel, which is they both have this same, like, distinct red to them.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's some kind of thing that's like
Actually,
maybe
I might throw.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say, like, if you spot this beetle after taking time to, like, really intricately study one of these flowers, maybe that to me says it's maybe a camouflage thing.
Oh, great!
Like, it is like they are spotted in a way that looks like the inside of this flower.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
like you kind of like tap one of these flowers, and like one or several of these beetles sort of like flutter out to kind of that they are living within these flowers as a natural habitat.
Yeah, that's great. And let's say this, it's a common beetle. I've seen it before. Let's say that I have like read, if not, I don't think I would experience it myself, but I have read what these beetles taste like.
So, it's incredible that you say that, because there's a table of like common creature effects. And the result that I rolled on that table is fascinating, because I did roll tasty. So, like, this is not just a beetle, this is a delicacy beetle.
Okay.
But the thing that's wild here is that the taste that I rolled is stodgy. So, like, which does not inherently scream tasty to me. And so, like, if I'm looking at those things in combination, stodgy being, like, heavy, dull, almost doughy, what that says to me is that this is a beetle that, like, has a taste that is, like, warm, like a warm doughy bread. This is a bready, yeasty flavor. And is like he's something that is pointed to as like a warming sustenance food.
I mean, I think I gotta eat some of these beetles.
What do you catch some of these beetles? What are you making out of them? Are you just kind of like snatching them and snacking on them? Are you crushing them into a paste? Like, what is the preparation for this sort of this bread beetle look like?
Yeah. Okay. So if there are a bunch of them, let's say, I'm popping a few of them in my mouth just to get some protein and some comfort on this solo morning. And then if I can collect a bunch of them, maybe it's like, at night over the fire, there's like some kind of makeshift pan, some like piece of metal over the fire with like a paste of beetle mash on top of it, just warmed enough to almost taste like bread.
Yeah. Structurally and visually, like, what I envision here is like, if you're taking the paste and you're like cooking it on a grill, like structurally, like what I'm envisioning is basically almost like a naan. Like it's that kind of like you've taken the paste, you've cooked it, and it's kind of like taken that sort of doughy shape. And honestly, that like a naan cooked over a stovetop, crazy, like delicious, unbelievable. That's a hell of an evening. And so you've got this. I think like. You have prepped this. This is a really lovely like midday meal. As you kind of look onward and start to say like, where do you want to travel to next?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we found some stuff here. Yeah. Shall we try to travel to somewhere new?
Yeah. So I've got these cards in front of me. I'm laying them out into a grid format. You've got your communities, the community area, where your community is resting, is to your east. Do you want to go east? Do you want to go back east? Do you want to go north, or do you want to go west or south?
Let's go north.
Okay. I have flipped the 2 of diamonds. Diamonds represent, I believe, they represent ruins, if I remember correctly. Diamonds are ruins, areas covered in the remains of the old world. The day has advanced into twilight, like the afternoon has given way to twilight, and you have arrived at the Two of Diamonds. I will tell you what the prompt is and talk to me about what the visual looks like. A building rises high, covered in moss. Inside, a jungle of brambles and ferns and artifacts from the time before.
Oh, this is cool. I feel like this is probably really fascinating. Any chance to get to kind of poke around in like an ancient structure and to try to figure out what maybe it was used for. And also I think I'm probably really fixated on like what kind of organisms can use this type of shelter, this these types of materials. So I think I'm being real careful because I'm still kind of kicking myself for yesterday. But I also really want to like climb over some shit and poke around in the moss and really see what's inside this building.
Great. I've rolled for trouble. As you are poking around, we see you, upturning some rocks and passing through ferns. And, there's this moment where you move 2 plants aside and you are confronted with nothing. It's a perfectly ordinary day. It's perfectly safe. So you've got a little bit of time left. I mean, the sun has begun to set in the afternoon. Do you want to try and spot maybe a creature or a plant that might be living here?
Yeah, let's find something.
Do you want to survey for a creature or a specimen?
The moss is so intriguing. Let's look for a specimen.
Okay, let's look for a specimen. I'm going to roll my big chunk of dice. Very satisfying noise. Let's see what we got. Ooh, an 8. This is an unusual form of plant life.
Awesome.
This is maybe not something you've directly seen before. Maybe you've read about it. Maybe you've seen something, familially related. And what we are looking at. I rolled moss, which is great. So like this is that, as you're really getting close and studying this moss, this you can kind of see that like it has this deep oh great, it's like the closer you get, the darker it appears, to the point where it's this really thick like black moss. It is and it is moss, but almost like grass. Like there are individual strands to it that you can almost like point to. It has this like similar kind of stringy texture to it. And what did I roll? Okay. So I'm going to ask you for this detail as you kind of get into it. Talk to me about what is particularly pretty about this moss.
Oh, I'd say like, okay, you know how when you find an oil slick beautiful, it kind of, I don't know if you feel this way, but it's like you see these gorgeous colors and then it hurts a little that you find it beautiful. This is like that, but without the pain, because it's like this kind of incredible. It's so dark that it gets this like sheen to it, I imagine. And I'll throw in my own attachment to moss that we can put on my biologist, which is just this like feeling of ancientness, this feeling of primordialness, and all of this, all of this catastrophe has happened. But here's this species that who knows how many millions of years it's existed or evolved, and here it is in this like, I'm picturing kind of a lush, soft carpet, shiny carpet.
Mm-hmm. I love that. This is great. The joy of just getting to kind of be like, here's a weird thing. Talk to me about what's cool about it is
What is it?
incredibly satisfying.
Also, Jeff, I'm because I am so intrigued by these journaling games as we go. I am making little doodles of the things we find.
I'm so excited to hear this. If you feel comfortable doing so and would like to send me a photo of these doodles afterwards,
Yes, totally.
I think I and the listeners would be delighted by this. I
you know,
truly think this would be a gift.
I'm an avid but not skilled doodler, and the moss is currently maybe looking a little too much like sperm, but you know, it's also really making me happy. So.
You know what? It's about the honesty of the doodle. I think is really like for me, it's about intent, and I think like it's about capturing what's in the mind's eye at the moment, and that makes me really happy. Great. So like you're in this space, and like what I think is so great about like ending the day in this space is like, I want to ask the question that I want to ask you as we kind of wrap up day 2, right? As we kind of find ourselves, find yourself setting up camp for the night. I want to ask you this because I don't think that our unnamed biologist, which, I don't know if you had a name for your character in mind, but also I'm fine keeping them unnamed and just kind of allowing the experience to carry us. But what I want to ask you, because I don't think that your character would fully like be cognizant of where you have set up camp or like where you are bunking for the night.
Mm-hmm.
This is an old converted high rise, hearing like ferns and moss, like what is the build like what space in an office building have you found to set up your camp, and how has that space become unrecognizable in the world that you are in now?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've gone north of this river. It's a high rise. I imagine it's actually like as a high rise, even pretty old by like our standards outside the game, because I have a feeling like these newer glass buildings are just, they're just gonna crunch themselves down.
Oh sure, 100%.
So it's like it's like thick walls, and maybe it's this like ancient Art Deco lobby that's like,
okay, I like that. Yeah,
kind of broken down elevators on the other side of some beat up turnstiles or something.
And what I think like the detail that I want to add to that, as someone in a city with a tremendous amount of like old Art Deco buildings, I'm thinking about like a lot of the building layouts in Philadelphia and a lot of the like what I think has added to that, and maybe going back to what makes that moss so beautiful is like there's an incredible kind of color contrast if we think about like a really rich black moss, because like a lot of these like Art Deco things were brass, and that means that in the years after, especially in a space where humidity has taken hold and where moisture has taken hold, like they have oxidized into that Statue of Liberty-esque green, and so you get this like really rich, dark, almost like you said, like a shag carpet almost esque moss set against this like really sort of like sea foam green,
like filigree
rusted brass.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, that's probably a beautiful place to camp.
Oh, what an incredible site to camp. Okay, and so like that's where you set up shop. You've got some extra beetle bread. And we come to the next morning. You can continue to survey in this space. This is the start of day 3. Dawn breaks, which means that like you see the sun like pierce through some of these either like surviving windows or more accurately like open window panes where the glass has long since like shattered through, and like The day has greeted you. Do you want to keep surveying this space, or do you want to travel somewhere else?
Yeah, let's see if we can find any creature now that it's light out. Now that we're not like finding out what we're sleeping next to, maybe now we'll be okay finding a creature.
That feels right. Okay. I'm just making sure that when you do a thing, trouble is not trouble. Trouble only starts when you first move into an area, but there are now 2 wilderness guards on the field, and every time 2 wilderness guards are on the field, the things that you're studying get weirder, which means now I'm rolling 2d10 for rarity and taking the highest result.
Okay.
Let's go big satisfying roll of the dice. We have... This is another unusual creature. This is another creature that maybe you've read about, maybe you have seen something related to, but not something directly that you've seen before. This is another kind of beetle or crawling insect. You can describe the general structure of it to me, but like what we are looking at is oh, I love that. I'm going to ask you this. Mm-hmm. What do you hear before you see them?
Oh. Like, it's a skittering, but they're so small, and there are a lot of them that it's almost like a low rushing sound.
Oh, I love that. Because the feature that I rolled is noisy. And so like the idea that you hear like a rushing wind or like I think even taking it further, like that's the thing that wakes you up, right? Like you are woken up to what you think might be like a rainstorm blowing through the windows of this old high rise, but then you realize is the is like the rush of like the whistling kind of rush of like a school of this kind of insect, and you look and it is thousands upon thousands, like it is thousands of what I would describe as ants. Thousands of ant-sized, like the color that I rolled here of thousands of like, I'm gonna take it a notch further than what is on the what is on the color result. Neon highlighter yellow,
incredible
specks of light that almost sort of glow.
I'm gonna have to get my highlighter out. This is great. Neon wave, like a waking up to like a glowing wave outside the tent. That's awesome.
And this is an uncommon creature, and so therefore, what indicates to you? What indicates to you that this is not these beetles are poisonous if ingested?
I mean, it's that glow, baby. It's that like constantly illuminated firefly color.
Sure.
Just like waving over the moss like a tiny like just like a glowing carpet.
Yeah. That feels great. Like, what is that? And we skipped over the journaling or the headspace last time. Like, talk to me about what's on your mind as you're seeing these things, and like what the experience has been like exploring this high rise and this building space.
Yeah, I feel like last night I got myself together again, like I'm feeling more competent. I'm feeling like, okay, there's stuff to be discovered here. This is the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And, and I can do a good job at this. And so I feel like going to bed, arm seems to be healing. So that's good. To be woken up by this like gentle patter, we're gonna assume that there's not like a bug freak out impulse in this biologist. But the sound of this soft rushing, and then I open the tent flap, and it's just this undulating moonbeam. I think has got to be a pretty portentous feeling and pretty wonderful way to start the day.
Yeah, for sure. I think that given that we are moving to our next location, I'll say this, like, where do you follow the Beatles? Do you go a different path? Like, I think they are rushing in a specific direction. Are you going to follow? Or are you going to go a different direction? Like, what's your vibe?
Yeah, I think we can leave them behind. I think, we've cataloged them. We've had this experience. We're going to let them have their day and go somewhere new.
I like that. That's great. Okay. East, north, or west?
Okay, so we came from the east, we went north. Let's head west to get further away from the rest of the folks.
We are back in the wastes. We are back in the wastes, and this is okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. The ground here is a field of undulating black glass, cracked in places where green grows through.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Undulating glass. And what the hell is that? I mean, is this some kind of... It's like some kind of chemical reaction that is happening in our new atmosphere where now there are many inventing many micro ecosystems that we're walking through. But can we imagine that this is like some kind of lava field where the new elements of the atmosphere over the past 100 years have like made the volcanic rock smooth and shiny.
That feels great. I love that. Yeah, that's incredible. This grip. This rip. I keep getting distracted because you keep saying things that are extremely cool, and I get so I'm getting so excited. That rips. Yes, I love that. And there is like this like green, green poking through this dark, shiny, volcanic, shiny, but also kind of like if it's undulating, it like kind of spongy at the same time, which I think is fascinating. Like imagine walking on onyx or marble.
Yeah.
But it moves like you are walking across a waterbed.
Oh, damn.
That's where my brain goes reading this.
Yeah, that's great.
And there is there are glades of grass or plant life is cracking through or poking through the almost like the sponge holes in this rock.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those moments where you're just like, I am that grass. I'm gonna make it.
I'm going to put this into your world because you don't have to stop here, but at the same time you could. Do you want to explore this space or keep moving through this environment?
Okay. I mean, this environment is so cool, but I'm like hungry now for more environments. So let's say let's imagine I've seen this grass before. It's so freaking cool. It's coming out of this. I stuff some spongy obsidian in my pocket, but let's keep going.
All right. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna say you like wander to the south. I'm putting this card here, and you have arrived. Spades are wilderness areas where nature has returned and thrives.
Yes.
And this is the 10 of spades. You pick your way through thickets of thorns, trees growing up through tangled nests, and rabbits darting back into their burrows.
Awesome. That's exciting. All right. So I've got, some kind of trusty knife hacking my way through the thicket. I'm wearing smart clothing. I'm not going to be taken by these rookie mistakes again. So I've got my limbs are covered and protected from the briars, and just making my way through. So excited to be with some what feels like nature.
Yeah. I'm writing. Would you like to study some plant life or animal life? You've got a little bit of time before the end of day 3.
Yeah. Okay.
We are in the twilight. Like dusk is settling in.
Okay. Let's see if we can find a creature.
All right. I am writing out. An extra table. Because I want there's a thing that I want added to this, and sometimes we add the details that we want to see represented.
Love it. Be the change you want to see in the game.
Yes. Okay. Great. Because I'm getting a lot of joy out of reading the taste table, but also like there's a detail about some of these animals in particular that I want to know more. I want to know, and I'm not getting it, so I want a table that exists to tell me that detail. So I've written down. Okay, let's find out about some plant life. I've got my big stack. I've added a third D10, so it's just the plant life is just getting weirder. We have here, that is, where's my third? Okay, great. This is another unusual plant entity, and this is fungi. Ooh. You have found some fungi.
Yeah.
It is, let's see, the thing that it is. I'm going to give you the rest. I'm going to set aside this feature because I need to know. I need to tell you the rest of it, and then I'm going to ask you this question because this is a biologist question. You have found this like. This actually makes this is great. This you have this like green mushroom fungus poking through these thickets, right? You have these very like. Clusters of these oh wait, hold on. No, I think I got some things backwards. I'm reevaluating. I'm looking at my things. No, I said green. These are like greenish yellow is what I'll say, because I rolled a 4, which is yellow, and I stated green, so like right in that like greenish yellow hue.
Yeah.
And they are these fuzzy, furry, hairy mushrooms.
Amazing.
That are cropping up in like throughout these thickets, like clusters of them, sort of like clusters of them. And I'm gonna ask you this because I need to know this. Partially because I got my numbers mixed up and thought I saw a dice result that's not here, but I'm adding it to the table anyway. What do they smell like?
Ooh. Oh, damn. What do they smell like? They're fuzzy green. I think they've got like a like a sour smell, but not unpleasant. Not sour like sour milk, but sour like somebody cut open a lime or a lemon.
Okay. Oh, this is actually really incredible. Okay. I'm so happy that you said that because I'm now looking at all of the dice that I rolled, and I need you to know something. You have heard. Here's what I'm going to say. Like, you recognize these from the smell. You recognize these from the. You recognize these from the smell. You recognize these from the color. These are what I would describe as a delicacy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have never seen one of these mushroom clusters in person, and I think like you see, you know, maybe like some of these rabbits, which we will absolutely spend some time today like exploring these rabbits, fighting over a cluster of these mushrooms. And what I'm looking at here is they are this like perfect combination of like salty sweet. The way that I would describe the flavor is, and this sounds like maybe a food crime, but also might be delicious, and I have not ruled it out just yet. If you were to take the slightest pinch of like flaky sea salt and sprinkle it over top of a small bowl of like Sour Patch Kids. That's the flavor that I am getting from this. Yeah. It is salty, it is sweet, it is sour. It sounds like it might be a food crime, but like there might also be something there, because I'm saying this out loud and going like, hold on.
Yeah, let's try it.
I'm thinking this out loud now, and I'm like, hold on. I've never tried salting candy before, and now I'm wondering.
New movie snack.
So that is the flavor of these mushrooms.
Yes.
Like, that is the mushroom that you have found here.
So exciting.
And, you've got a little bit of time left if we also want to get to know what these rabbits are like.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. I've got a bunch of dice here that I'm also going to roll. Satisfying dice down, go. This is another unusual creature.
Yes.
I'm going to arrange my dice. 4, 6, 8. Okay. 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 I think that we need to revise some of what we've described here so far.
Uh-oh.
When I said you saw several of these rabbits, you saw 2 of these rabbits.
Okay.
Fighting over several clusters, fighting over a tree covered in these mushrooms.
Oh no, these are about to be giant rabbits.
The table that I had spun up really quickly was a size table, because like we kept rolling on these creatures and we didn't have like a picture of size. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm getting a size. I rolled an 8, which means these are massive. These are gigantic ass rabbits. Oh
no.
I did roll on the type table, which is either a bug, a moth, a fly, or a beetle, and I was just gonna be like, also these rabbits either fly or flutter or burrow or whatever. But I got beetles, so they're just regular ass rabbits. But they are this a tree-sized thing, elephant-sized rabbits.
Oh no.
Very exciting, fighting over a tree that is covered in these like lemony, salty mushrooms. What's the noise that they make? Because they are noisy.
Well, I want to say first of all that I feel like that misjudging of scale is absolutely a part of this experience where it's like,
Yeah.
yes, fuzzy mushrooms. Oh, wow, I think I see some rabbits in the distance. So it's so cool.
Oh no, they just keep getting bigger. Oh no.
Yeah. And then like it's little tiny me crouching by these mushrooms as these two giant rabbits kind of lumber through like dinosaurs. And yeah, I think it's like, okay, better stay as still as possible.
Oh, incredible. And what I'm gonna throw in okay, I know exactly what unfolds here. Yeah, you watch them like descend or come barging in and like thrashing a tree trunk back and forth. And like you are watching this occur, and they are like tearing at this tree, and suddenly like one of them grabs it in its mouth. And like color-wise, these are like a deep sort of not the same color as that moss earlier, but like a very deep green, kind of like a foresty ground. Like there's somehow also a camouflage despite the size of these things.
That's why I didn't see them.
And one of them throws this tree trunk aside.
Oh no.
And you watch both of them rear back their legs and take off flying. Like hurling themselves into the air. It's just with this like incredible just like sprawling, and they are into the skies, and like you feel the ground shake, and they are flying. And like there's a moment where like you're like, what just happened? And then you look up and see in the opposite direction from whence they leapt storm clouds. These rabbits seem to be a natural barometer. And they seem to get a signal of a storm is a coming, and they jump the hell away.
Oh boy, oh boy. What a morning. Just trying to enjoy my fuzzy mushrooms.
And you are caught here in this forested glen as a rainstorm comes crashing over it. Where are you seeking, as night falls, where are you seeking out shelter for the evening?
Oh, damn. Yeah, I think I try cutting away some brambles, see if I can get cover like under like a thicket, but maybe that's not really working. I'm just getting wet. It's really getting miserable, but maybe there's like a little hollow under a tree root, a giant, a really kind of giant tree that I can like nest myself in a space where the root has come up from the ground a bit.
I like this. And so like as we close out what I think is our last day in the journey of this biologist, like talk to me where your head is at. Like talk to me about like what you have found, and as you are seeking out like places where a community can thrive and live, like what are the things that you've learned about this area? Like what are the takeaways? What are you taking back to our enclave to tell them about the area that you've surveyed?
Hello, so sorry.
Oh, you're good. Did you bounce away for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Then great. I will clap the hands. Okay, so as we wrap up what is going to be the final day of our journey, of the life of our biologist, I want you to tell me, you've seen a lot of things over the last 3 days.
Yeah.
You're taking this knowledge back to your enclave, back to your community, and like as you think about your goal, your mission, your ongoing quest to learn more and to find information that might be used to give this enclave a home, or that they can use to like survive in their day-to-day, what are the things that you are taking back to tell them, both like on an individual level, on a large big picture level? Like what are the things that what are the insights and the knowledge and what are the things you are bringing back to that community?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to, put together the like package of insights that will be most practical, so I think part of it is like where do we look out for these delicious bread beetles, where might we find them as another food source, as many mushrooms probably as I can stuff in my pocket.
Sure.
What have I kind of learned about the space that we're moving through that will, like, on a base level help us survive? And then, like, a couple big picture things. I think, in terms of this like roving community and this search for a home, I think I'm like, okay, well, we got to keep going, because I don't think that we're settling anywhere near these gigantic rabbits. I think that this is probably not our place. We need, something a little more, a little less wild. But I also think I'm coming back, like, on a personal level, maybe, started out in this place where, I'm on my own. Nobody's helping me do this work. I'm making mistakes. I'm getting myself injured. But over the course of these days, I find so many kind of wondrous things, and also these like things that are surviving. And so I think that must be fortifying, this idea that these incredible creatures of evolution are just continuing and figuring out how to, like, poke through the cracks of this world. And so I think that, like, even if I'm with this society that's apparently going to leave me behind if I get lost for a couple days, maybe I'm feeling like, okay, I can hang, I can keep going. I'm going to find my little cracks in the onyx.
I love that. I love that so much. And that's game. I mean, that's Hardcore Biologist.
Oh my God, I love
this. This ripped. This was incredible.
So fun.
This was unbelievable. I want to ask you, what was your favorite moment from play?
Ooh. It's so funny, like, as soon as you put yourself in the character, you're like, don't roll trouble, we don't want trouble. But I think that, like, it's, of course, as soon as that kind of external conflict is introduced, like, so much story emerges, and it just makes you think about, who this person is, and what the kind of deeper private moments are like. So I think that was like really cool. The kind of glowiness throughout this world was so exciting. Just picturing all of these kind of luminous organisms.
Yeah, there was a real like thread of that. Like with like just the results that we kept pulling. Yeah. Like there was this real like vibrancy of like contrast. Like there was a real contrast of like we kept rolling like that black moss surrounded by these like bright yellow insects. Like that color contrast was just an incredible thing that kept coming up again and again and again. And it hit every time.
Yeah.
I think for me, like there was, I mean, I said it during the game, but like, for me, it was such a treasure. It was such a joy to get to like sit back and hear, and kind of like throw you some details or some oddities and just have you kind of dig in and go like, well, from a biologist perspective, like, here's what's really exciting about it. And just kind of sitting back and go like, oh, wow, no, that's the sickest shit I've heard all day. Like, that was such a unique joy that, like, I think made this experience all the more special.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it. It's like a game that's like, okay, you're going to go out and you're going to sit in the dirt. And
yeah.
Things are rough out here, but there's some real cool shit.
Oh, this was magnificent. Thank you so much for this. I'm positively beaming. I am absolutely overjoyed. Before we wrap things up, where can people find you and your work online?
Yeah, so please follow us. The show is at Metra the Musical on both Instagram and Blue Sky. Those are the ones that I'm managing to, try to figure out for myself. I'm on Instagram at emily.p.h. And the show Metra, A Climate Revolution with Songs is available wherever you get your podcasts. And our website is metrathemusical.com.
Incredible. Thank you so much for this. This was an absolute joy.
Yeah.
I am beaming. And for now, I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show. Take it, future me. Thanks, past me. And thanks again to Emily for coming on to the show. That was everything that I'd hoped it would be. I had high hopes for this particular episode, and this fulfilled every single one of them. Just a beautiful, rich experience full of, like, fascinating stories. Remarkable stuff. I could not be happier with how this all turned out. Be sure to head to the show notes for links on where you can find Metra, A Climate Revolution with Songs. I think that it is a podcast and a story that you will fall in love with on first listen. I know that I have. If you enjoyed the show, one tangible thing that you can do to show that support is back us and support us on Patreon. For just $3 a month, you get access to bonus episodes of Party of One. You get side series like Party of None, our spotlight on solo games, as well as Party of 1+1, which is our sequel series and follow-up games with returning guests. You also get access to fun side series and random things that I create for the love of creating, like Batman Bump in the Night and Superman Walk in the Sun. And you help keep the lights on, you help pay for hosting, you help pay our guests for their time. All of those things have a very tangible impact in helping the show continue to keep going, and I deeply appreciate all of it. You can find that link at patreon.com/JeffStormer. Other things that you can do, obviously leave us a nice review on iTunes, Spotify, whatever. That has a very tangible impact of, like, showing to prospective guests, especially as we reach out to people further and further outside of games and outside of our spaces, that the show has an audience and reach and, plays a very big part in bringing in voices that are outside of games and the people that are going to make the show fresh and exciting as we head into year 11. Plus, it makes me feel like I'm not putting messages in a bottle, which is always a welcome experience. You can also follow us on social pretty much everywhere you go at Party of One Pod. Tell a friend, post about the show, talk about your favorite episode, anything to put new listeners on the show, because that's how we grow and that's how we evolve. Party of One is produced and edited, as always, by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. Music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Mega Ran featuring the D&D Sluggers. And the Party of One logo is by Evan Rowland. If you enjoy Party of One, you should check out our sister show, All My Fantasy Children, where me and my best friend, Naren Catano-Saez, spin up an original fantasy character based on a listener prompt every single episode. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates, press coverage, or you want to send me a recipe for like a baked good or a savory dish, which 2 whole people did after last episode, and I cannot express the excitement that I feel about that fact, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And with all that said, I believe that's all we do around here. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And as always, party on, everybody.